Welcome to Ricardo Vargas Games. We're doing something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. That's create a custom arcade stick. So we have all the parts laid out here. First, the joystick body. So it's made out of steel and it has an acrylic cover. It's set to a layout that I like. Next, we have the joystick. Good reason I can hand that over. It's a Sanwa joystick 8-pin layout. Flip it over, please. All right, that's good. That's the joystick we have. I'm gonna go over the buttons real quick. We're going for a Pac-Man theme, so I have different colors of the Pac-Man ghosts. Pink, orange, blue, red. We also have it. When they eat the pellets and they start glowing blue. Yeah, we got those. And then for our option buttons, we have these white buttons right here. They're screw-ons. The buttons for the face of the stick will be snap-ons. So we have 6 white buttons, 8 face buttons. Next is the brains of the stick, which is the Brook Zero Pi fighting board. That works for PlayStation 1, 2, 3, Switch, and PC. We have all the cable work for the board, the buttons, and the stick. And the power adapter here. It's a neutral power adapter, also from All Fight Stick. We have some tools here. So we got various screwdrivers, alternate ones if needed, nut wrench for the joystick, and could even keep all that ball top too. This will go for the joystick. It's the prize jewel of this, the Pac-Man ball top. We got this from a Etsy shop called American Arcades. He makes good 3D printed work. It was only $5.99, so pretty good steal to top this off. All right, so starting off to get this project going, we flip the fight stick over the body, and we're going to remove this bottom panel. We did that already off screen. It has 8 screws that you just remove with this specific wrench. Can you show that wrench, please? Just use that little screwdriver right there, and it removes them just fine. So this is the inside of the stick. Now you got where the PCB or the board goes. It'll go right there. You got face buttons. You got the option buttons right here. You got where the joystick goes. So that's what we're working with. All right, for starters, we're going to be attaching the board inside the body right there. So could you show me the board? Let's unbox that real quick. Like I said, it's a Zero Pi. Works for PS1, PS2, and PS3. And for Switch and PC. So it has quite a bit of flexibility on it. So that's the board right there. All right, so we're going to attach it on now. So what you got to do first is unscrew these 4 screws that are on there. Those are the ones that help hold it down. So as you see, Christian's working that spot right there. You get it out, bam, easy. And you repeat the process for 2, 3, and 4. Now that we have all 4 screws unscrewed, we're going to place the board down. So first you place it, make sure it lines up well with the screw holes, and then you place the screws back in. Make sure you get all 4 of them. Do not miss one. It's vital that this is held down tightly. If it's not held down tightly, it could move around, and you don't want that. It could damage the board, and that's just no good. These are also, they're not cheap, but they're not, not the most pricey, but they're not cheap either. So, I'm gonna screw them in now. All right, now that the fight board is in place, next we're going to place our face buttons. So we have the Pac-Man colors, the ghosts when they're glowing up. We have the maze dots as well. So we're going to get that going now. So we're going to start with the face buttons first. So these top 4 here. Could you show the colors? All right, it's going to be Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. And then we're going to do the bottom 4, which is the glowing ghosts when you eat the big pellet. So Christian's going to put the buttons in now. So you start with the red one first. So you want to do is you want to push them in, and there's 2 flaps on the button. You push it in, not too hard, not too soft. You hear that snap? That's him getting the button in. So the red one's in, and now we're going to do the other ones as follows. Just to clarify, these are the flaps I'm talking about right there. Right there, you see on the sides, you just hold them as you push it in. And then, you let it go, push it in, they'll snap out and, hold on to the top of the fight stick. Alright, so now that we have the 4 ghost buttons in, we're going to follow up by doing the same thing we did up here for the 4 buttons on the bottom. So this is what the buttons look like all together now that all 8 are in place. You got the regular ghosts on top, then when they glow up, the bottom row. Next, what we're doing is the options buttons. We're going to be using those white buttons, represent the maze dots. It's actually a screw button, not a snap-on. So you have that screw that Christian's taken off. You unscrew it, you place the button, and then you screw it back on from the inside. So we'll show that off now. See, so we place the button on the outside right there. So he places it, and it's on the inside down here where he screws it in. You hold it down on top, and you screw it. And make sure you screw it tight and it's nice and firm, but not too tight where you strip the button. You see, but now it's put on nice and tight and works well. We'll put the other ones now. And with that, the buttons are all set. Nice and in place. Alright, next we're putting in the new trick power adapter. So this is what gives the stick power to the brains and then in turn connects the stick to the system. Alright, so we put in its proper slot right there. Next we're going to secure it with some screws. Alright, so this is how we're looking so far. We just finished putting the new trick on. This is how the stick looks on the outside. And then this is how it looks on the inside. Look at that. It's coming out very nice. Alright, so now we're going to attach the lever to the body. Gonna get that in nice, and then we'll move on to wiring. Got the joystick in place. Now we're gonna screw on our 4 nuts. Screw them on nice and tight, not too tight, but you gotta make sure they're firm so the joystick stays in place. Alright, so our joystick is nice and secure. Got all 4 nuts tightened real well, so this is how it looks on the inside. And then, this is how it looks on top right now. That's how it looks all together. Alright, so next we're gonna wire everything up. We got our 2 bundles here. That one right there is for the fight stick, the joystick, and then these are for all the buttons that we have and the power adapter. Quick correction, this one's actually for the power adapter, but it'll get, wired up as well. Alright, so we got the rest of the wiring set up. We got hooked up to the board here. First we got the power, it's that black one right there. Hooked up around this way towards the new trick adapter. So that gives the board power, when it connects to the system. Then we got the rest of the setup here. We got cables going to the joystick. The option buttons are all wired up. Nice. And then the main line face buttons are also wired up. It's organized pretty well. A little messy as we had to get creative, but ultimately, we can fix that up at a later time. Alright, so we got our last part of the assembly here. We're going to be putting on our dust washer, stick dust cover, and finally the ball top. So for starters, we'll start with the dust washer. This helps prevent dust from getting into the joystick. It can mess with the joystick's inputs and whatnot. So we put that on first. You slide it on right from the top. Next, we put the shaft cover. Just put that right on top as well. You slide it on. Goes into the hole right there, see? Goes in nice. They'll protect the joystick some more. And then finally, we got our Pac-Man ball top. Get a nice close-up look at this. Look at that. The eyes, the mouth. Like I said, it's made by American Arcades on Etsy, so you can check them out there. 3D printed this, and it looks wonderful, and it's the crowning piece for the stick. So what you do has the thread here. Just place it on top. There we go. And you start swirling it to the right. Oh, look at him, so happy. Just keep going. Keep going. Make sure it goes down all the way. You know, until you get that firm, like, okay, he's not really moving anymore. That's what you want. So, there you go. Nice look at him there. And then we'll keep him turned to the side if you feel like it. Or if you want, have him face this way when you turn it. Looks like he's eating the ghosts. And well, I mean, that does it. This is our stick we have made. We got the Batman, Pac-Man ball top right here. Got the clear dust cover and shaft. Got our face buttons for the ghosts and when they're glowing. We have the maze dots represented in the option buttons being white there. Got our Nutric adapter there, works lovely. And earlier in the video you saw the insides. So yeah, this is a pretty fun making. This was a body from All Fight Stick, and most parts came from All Fight Stick. And then Focus Attack and Etsy as well. I'll link those down in the description. So, if anyone's interested in those parts or wants to take a look around, if you never messed something like this before, you can do that. And any tools I use, the screwdrivers and whatnot as well, I'll link those down there as well. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, leave a like and see you in the next video.